Alright, so I'm doing this one in post since, yeah, I forgot to record this one, so yeah, we're gonna do this one in post. This was a new team. I did a couple matches with this one to close out. Did I use it for the rest of the week after? A couple matches. After I put it together to close out the week, I eventually dropped Crom. I found him to be kind of useless, to be honest. I don't know if he's like a Summoner Duels unit or what the case is, but for Ether raids, he was just not the most useful team member. Yeah, he offers the support with the reposition, the positional swap, and then, the status swings and everything. But a lot of it kind of boiled down to the fact that he himself just failed to do anything in combat. Even though he was on his bonus season, he just was not able to get any KOs. Primarily in the matchup against Armored Bro here, he failed to take him out. Granted, support AoEs just not being the greatest right now. Those things have to be taken into consideration, but I have found Marth here, Lucina, to be far more versatile, far more useful than Crom overall. I mean, I think even in Summoner Duels, she'll probably be a lot better because her positional skill is a swap and not a reposition. Even though I really do love reposition in over swap, I prefer reposition. But for a game with like Summoner Duels, you probably want to swap more than you reposition because you want to keep your boys together, your boys and your girls together. Just to maintain that tight grouping. So it took me a while to. Well, what you're seeing here is the first time that I used this team after I built it. So it took me like a day to put this together, and I was trying to think what units after that last match that you would have seen. I'm gonna probably put it out in order, so hopefully it makes sense. I was trying to think of what units can actually help me in this matchup against Armored Bro, and that was the first problem. Second problem, I needed some action economy on my range units. None of my range units in Astra season had multiple actions, so that's why Golvig is here. Actually, I thought Golvig would have been able to do a far better job into Armored Bro than I anticipated, but she kind of just dies attacking into him. Without support, with support, she kind of just cannot live the hit. I really had to build her up from scratch since mine. Well, she was decently invested, but she needed a ton of skills. I had to give her Deadly Miasma. I gave her Sly Swift Sparrow as well, and I kept her B skill because action economy. That's the whole reason that I wanted her on the team to begin with. I just wasn't very adept at using her after her refine and remix. I just wasn't very familiar in terms of how she moved about the terrain and how the additional actions worked after the fact. So that's why this match took so long. As you can see, this video is like 16 minutes. So this is all one match. It's not two. It's one match. It took me quite a long time to try to figure out how to get around the traps with this unit, and then also how to get everyone else on the team into position to be beneficial to going forward or attacking on turn one, which this team can do, but mostly it's really set up to primarily with Elm. I guess you could say probably it would be better if this team were to go on like turn 3, because I do have Edelgard in the tuck there in the secret summoning hole. I was actually considering swapping her out for, like, let's say a dancer, because that would mean that I would get 2 dances. But for now, Edelgard was the unit that I picked. Since they're outside of Plumeria, there aren't any dancers that I'd really want to. None of them really tickle my fancy. I guess I could go back to Dual Peony, just because she has the dual button. But yeah, none of them really excited me. So it was Edelgard that was in the extra slot. This was, again, the first attempt of using this team.
This way?
Elm is a key factor to how this team works because he allows Golvig to attack someone that does not have far save or magic save. The undefended thing. He does that so that Golvig can actually attack someone and not die. And then Lucina here getting that KO or being able to was quite impressive. I didn't know that she... First time using Lucina as well. So this team was you're seeing me learning curve. A lot of first here, trying to figure out how everything interacts. So yeah, it took me, again, like I said, quite a bit to try to figure out how this team worked. I did actually run like a couple of mock battles just to figure out which units go where, but I still wasn't familiar with like what units Golvig could actually deal with. So this is me trying to find that out. And also this map was actually quite challenging because yeah, this map was challenging. Trying to figure out who do I leave alive, how do I get the pots. Not a lot of options, but in the end I think what happened is that, well, I don't really remember if I won or lost this, to be honest. But yeah, you see me trying to take positions and yeah, I'm just trying stuff, trying to get it to work. I'm thinking about giving Elm Gale Force Mist just for the additional damage reduction to keep him alive. But really, aside from him dying, the biggest problem is that sometimes he just doesn't get the Gale Force off when Thor isn't around. Well, not even Thor, but sometimes he just doesn't get the Gale Force off, which is why Lucina is on this team as well, and why I prefer Lucina over Crom as well.
It matters not.
When she swaps, it's within 2 spaces that she gives the special cooldown, whereas Crom only gives the special cooldown to the unit that's beside him, or the unit that he's repositioning, which is lame. Another reason why I didn't enjoy my time using him. Like, he's been on a couple of teams for this season, but he's just, again, hasn't really done much. So I think in the future, if I were to like put a similar team to this together again, Lucina was probably going to be on it. I feel like Lucina and Ninja Lucina are very valuable. The only problem with this Lucina is that she's not 2 ranged, but I guess you could probably fix that with... Oh... I don't have the unit. I just had an idea. You could probably fix the 2 range issue by running Horse Lin. Thing is, because what that would allow me to do is then I would be able to swap Ninja Lucina from Light Season into Astra Season. And then that partnership would work out a little bit better on a team like this. And then I'd actually have a dual unit on this team. There's no dual units on this team. That would give me some additional actions at the very least. But then also, having the melee threat is beneficial, I guess. I don't know. It's something that I'll have to play with once I get the Lin, because I currently don't have her. So that's for the future. That's for future me to figure out. I don't know what I'm going to do about the orbs there. There's a bunch of legendary emblem thingies that I can go and you know, try to get the orbs from, but I kind of like to save those for, you know, if something comes out in the future that I kind of want. But I'm just like so destitute right now with orbs, and I feel like I'm probably going to have to dip into that stash to get the orbs that I need to just start summoning on that legendary emblem banner. And then I kind of want to, that ends today. Today's the last day for the Ryoma banner. And I kind of want it because I have a, I'm up to, I definitely gotta go get those then. I'm up to, my stoplights are filled up. So I definitely gotta go get some orbs to see if I can break that pity, get something good, hopefully something good. Maybe a Ryoma, I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't go in your favor, even when you got all the stuff that you need to make it work your way. But yeah, we have Golvig here getting the action economy that I desperately needed. Like, I'm also trying to think, like, who else? I think Ninja Lucina would be perfect for the spot on the team, but then also Veronica is here because in my testing, Veronica was really the only one that could survive Brave hits with like initiating to a far save that had the Erica ring essentially. Everyone else pretty much died, which was really unfortunate because there are a couple of units that I really wanted to use. Nyx, high on the list, was one of the units that I really want to use, but then Miracle can't work. If you get punched twice in the face, the miracle doesn't matter. So yeah, Veronica is here because she is surprisingly bulky, and the fact that she can essentially cleanse all of her penalties and make herself even bulkier while debuffing the enemy is essentially the reason that she is here on the team. And I don't think I'd be able to replace her because there aren't that many units that can do what she does, which makes this team very difficult to replace. Like, Goldvig is here because of the action economy, so unless I'm getting another unit that can give me 2 to 3 actions, then swapping her out isn't beneficial. And then whoever it is that's coming in with the action economy also has to provide terrain, so I'd have to at least put Flared Sparrow on them to override terrain that Corrin can put down, or the Corrin ring. So that leaves Veronica, but Veronica is here because action economy. So there just aren't that many spots on this team, which is a problem because next Astra season I might not even be able to use this team. So who do I swap out, you know? I like Veronica being here on the team because she essentially is my disarm trap unit, because she gets back her action economy after, you know, someone initiates and she gets to go again. So that's a big deal. And then Marth is here because Marth actually makes this whole thing work, not just with the status effects, but with just getting units into position as well. Endless Tempest because extra movement was either that or the Sigurd ring, but I kind of like having the Sigurd ring on Plumeria because it helps Plumeria get around the map a little bit easier, especially when there's like barricade and stuff all around, stopping her from warping. So you're seeing some of the matchups here, and you're seeing that Veronica wins that matchup against Jimbro, which is very difficult for her. I tried a lot of units, man. Like, I tested quite a bit of units with the similars. I feel like Crom and Lucina, this Lucina, currently have the best support in the game. Pretty similar to what Ninja Lucina is offering in terms of the total amount of support that you're getting in terms of stat buffs. I feel like those two have the best in the game currently. So yeah, I tried different partnerships of nukes with that support, and yeah, Veronica was really the only one that came out on top in that Jimbro matchup. Pretty much everyone else died. Veronica can I keep saying Veronica. Sharena can sometimes do it as well if he's not running the ring. The ring there, the Erica ring, so that her miracle can stick. But otherwise, I'd have to try to get Arch Rival on someone. I don't want to move Boulder from Light Season. I really like having her there. So yeah, another Boulder level nuke is really what I'm looking for. And I think Veronica is going to have to be it. I found that I also partnered her with, what's her face? Legendary Ira. And potent support on this Veronica is very good. That extra hit, she really makes a lot, does a ton of damage with that additional hit. So that's also something that I try. But the problem with Legendary Ira is that she doesn't, like, she can get in, she doesn't have enough action economy. So unless I was gonna like put her in the secret summoning hole, which I'd have to wait until turn 3 to get that additional hit. There's not a lot of benefit in doing that. So yeah, that's something that you can try, I guess, for summoner duels, I guess, if you're having difficulty taking out units. But yeah, just a few different options in general. that I tested out. But overall, what it means is that I can't change this team currently unless they release someone super busted on the Halloween banner, I think is up next, to help me fill these gaps. Looking at this setup now, it's looking like I probably lost this match because
I'm a noble lady now.
it's not looking great. It's not looking great. I feel like I made a few mistakes here, primarily with Golveg. I attacked with Golveg when she was near to Veronica, and instead of getting 4 actions, I only got 3. So that kind of wasted an additional.
You die.
I was thinking of okay, I remember now. I was trying to pin Micaiah in the back, but I messed up with one of the actions that I had, so it just did not work out. But the idea is there in terms of how the team can function, and I think I'm going to keep it around. Yeah. And surprisingly, Ira didn't double Golvig there, so that's something that I found interesting. But GG's, we're going to play another one. Alright, so here we go again. This was my second time using the team here, and this one went a lot better. Practice makes perfect, and I feel like lately I've been doing live practices instead of practicing with my teams extensively, which is what I used to do in mock battles. Like test against friend defenses. I used to do that a ton, but I just don't do that anymore. So lately I kind of just build a team and go straight into Aether raids with it, which is a horrible thing to do because you don't want to find out in the middle of an Aether raids match that you have reposition instead of smite. So yeah, definitely practice your teams beforehand. But it's been, I mean, I have ladders probably is the thing that I meant to say there, but it's been going okay, I guess, so far. This map in particular, the terrain map, that is, I feel like this is the most popular terrain now. In terms of like map layouts, this one is the most popular, which is interesting because when this map came out with the other one, I forgot what the other one was. The other one just was not good. This one had potential. This was one of the maps I was like, I probably won't use this because it has too many open lanes. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a couple of open lanes, but
As expected.
when you block them off, and then the trenches that the calves can't, there's enough here to slow calves down, which makes this map also very flyer friendly.
A difficult
Which is a good
choice.
thing for units like when units like Camilla are dominant in the meta. So to counteract that, I kind of needed a flyer myself, which is why, again, Golvig is here. Another reason why Golvig is here, but still room for my calves to move around. So this map isn't like my personal favorite to use. I also don't like the green, the colors. I feel like it blends in too much and it's kind of hard to see stuff on this map in particular, especially with the corn terrain. It's just a pain to deal with, but you know, it's the most popular map currently. A lot of people are using it because of the advantages that it gives to flyers.
As expected.
Very substantial in that regards. But yeah, you're gonna see this one. I remember this one was a win, so you're gonna see me play this out and be able to clutch. No dual button, no dual hindrance activated on this particular map, but also I don't have a dual unit, so it kind of doesn't matter. So we're just gonna play this one out and let Golveg do her thing. I was getting more comfortable with using Golveg by this time, so yeah, it was easier than the last one. Again, traps are the biggest issue. Dagger units are good. What am I trying to say here? I think we need a better disarm trap. I think I mentioned this before. Layla is like the premier dagger unit to me currently. Still, even though she's not like heavily used, but I still think she's very good because of the fact that disarm trap is built into her B skill, and her B skill is more than just disarm trap. And she has sweep effect, she has special jump, she has a ton of stuff that makes her a very good unit. the only thing that's going to happen is that she's just going to keep upgrading her weapon and skills to whatever the latest powerful dagger is. Johanna dagger doesn't really work well with her because of the sweep effect, so that's why I gave her the one that allows her to hit 4 times. I forget which one it was. Norn had it. Ninja Norn.
It will be so.
Norn, yeah, she had it. But yeah, team's working so far so good. Golvig here, I forgot that she had a 25% HP condition in a section, in the refined section of her weapon, which is interesting. I typically they don't do that. When it's not there, they typically don't. Well, am I right, or I think I'm wrong actually. They actually do that quite a bit. But yeah, she's not getting all of her stuff. But I gave her a Celica ring to allow her to warp around. What happened there? I stepped on, I believe I stepped on the trap. No, there was a trap there. And I was thinking that I would get an extra action, but I didn't get the extra action. So yeah, it kind of threw me for a loop. And I had to figure it out from there in terms of what to do. But luckily, even though there isn't a duo unit here, there's still enough actions on this team for me to recover from a situation like that. So we made it work. Marth here, I'm kind of thinking, Lucina rather, I'm thinking she'd be great with Gale Force. She'd be great with Gale Force, but I don't know what her best skill is.
This way?
I don't know if she needs Gust to survive. I don't know what her matchups are. But currently I'm thinking I kind of want to give her Gale Force just to get, because she has the cooldown acceleration, I'm pretty sure she'd be able to get Gale Force off pretty consistently, especially quad. I'm pretty sure she'd be able to get the Gale Force off. And there we go, we got the extra action back with Trina, which again, I just don't know how you replace any of the units on this team, because everyone works together in a kind of synergy. So whenever it is that I would have to drop someone, it would probably have to be Veronica maybe, but Action Economy, I don't know. It's going to be tough to replace anyone off this team. I think this week is probably the only time I'm going to be able to use it, which is unfortunate because I think it's a good team. It just, you know, all the pieces need to be there. Is there anything that I wanted to bring up? This one's going to go by pretty quickly. This section is just like 7 minutes, which is typically what happens whenever I get comfortable with a team and I start to play better with it. I think I'm going to, what I did, I dropped the Sita team because I realized that, well, I've noticed for a while now that I just have not been using it. I didn't want to drop it because I'm just so attached to her. But yeah, I dropped the team because, yeah, I don't use it like at all. I'm not tanking because of Camilla. Camilla kind of bodies Sita. She absolutely destroys Sita because of, well, Sita kind of works off status effects. She has no damage reduction really against flyers and infantries. And then Camilla just hits for 1 billion damage every time, so it's just not a good matchup for Sita. So, and then Golvig, what am I saying? Neathauger is on that team, and not that she's the worst save in the world currently, Mythic Neathauger, but she loses to Camilla also, so it's kind of like, why run this unit? But there you go, it's done.